building a brand.
Ideally, we want something that everybody gets on board with.
With a lot of new attractions in the city, the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau has some big questions. Find out how you can provide answers. Let's taco about it.
They're like surprised to see us here, like, hey, what are you doing here at Taco Casa?
See one of the police department's newest initiatives for building relationships with the community, plus new hiring incentives to join the city's workforce, and how you can learn more about the condition of Irving's oldest pools. Now on City Source. Thousands of runners are expected to take part in this year's Irving Marathon. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Robert Sheik. We'll preview the big event a bit later, but we begin with the updated way Irving is looking to attract qualified workers. New full-time employees hired through June 30th can receive up to $3,000 as a hiring incentive. Jobs are available in departments across the city and at a variety of experience levels. There are openings in animal services, public safety, solid waste services, and water utilities, just to name a few. Here's how the incentive program works. One-time payments are made after 30 days, 6 months, and 1 year, provided there are no attendance or disciplinary issues.
In so many areas of our city, we are still lacking sufficient personnel to provide all of the services that we have as a city at that top-notch level. We want to ensure that all of our positions are filled. Like many public and private organizations out there, we are competing very strongly for the best and the brightest out there. And we want to make sure we can not only recruit them, but retain them as well. So we are doing all that we can through our salary surveys, our benefit reviews, as well as hiring incentives to fill all of those positions with the best qualified candidates we can get.
To help people learn more about the jobs available, the City of Irving is hosting a job fair on Thursday, March 23rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Jack D. Huffman Community Building next to City Hall. Some departments will hold on-site interviews. Also, job listings are available to view anytime at cityofirving.org/jobs. The Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau is looking for your input. An extensive study is underway to help identify what sets Irving apart from other destinations. That information can help attract more visitors and groups to the city. Thomas Gandy explains the easy way you can get involved.
In a normal year, we do a little bit over 4 million visitors a year.
The Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau always has a lot of answers.
We just completed our most successful financial year ever.
But right now, the team also has a lot of questions.
So what's a question you want the answer to?
You know, it's going to be things, what are the words you use to describe Irving?
Those questions are part of a new brand survey now underway.
When people hear brand, sometimes their default is to think about a logo or a tagline, and that's not what this is about. This is really about how people feel and think about Irving. What are the words, what are the emotions, what are the touch points that define who Irving is in a way that is distinct from our competitors.
That's the whole game, is how we're going to position what's our differences as it relates to the 40-plus communities within this whole metroplex.
Irving has debuted a lot of new attractions since the last brand survey.
So all of these things have changed in the city, kind of give the city a different lens. People look at this differently than they used to.
Event planners, hotel operators, business site selectors, visitors, city leaders, and residents will share opinions through online surveys or focus groups.
And what will you do with this information?
We'll kind of distill down what that information tells us, but then it starts to guide how we refer to ourselves, how we position ourselves in the marketplace, the kinds of words, the kinds of phrases, the kinds of images we use, because that's what we know our customers and prospects respond to.
The outcome could bring more business to Irving and benefit residents.
Celebrate not only people who live here, but the organizations that are charged with telling the Irving story and telling it consistently and telling it in a way that is compelling, that connects with people, so that we get more visitors, we get more economic development opportunities, and we get more civic pride and understand that this community has a special quality that we need to appreciate every single day.
The survey and research process is underway now, and the full brand survey is expected to be complete in the fall.
Find a link to the brand survey at irvingtexas.com. The survey closes on March 24th. Progress is evident on the Irving Boulevard Reconstruction project. This view from above at the O'Connor Road intersection shows one of the aesthetic features. It's designed to match the overhead view of the Millennium Park fountain. Work on Irving Boulevard is about 60% complete. The overall project is reducing lanes of traffic to accommodate more street parking and pedestrians, all with the goal of promoting economic development in the Heritage District. The Irving Police Department has a new way of connecting with residents. It's a program called Taco with a Cop. The premise is pretty simple: enjoy a taco while talking with officers.
We're doing Taco with the Cop.
No agendas, just out here talking with the community.
You get a free iced tea today and a free taco.
Reaching out and connecting with the community is the most important thing we can do.
I just admire what they do. I've always thought Irving's a pretty professional department.
They are very open for questions. They are very interactive with the community.
So what's up? You got any questions for us?
What kind of questions do you get at these events?
A lot of times we get questions about parking,
About hiring process.
events around the country that have been going on.
Are you going to pull me over because my tent is too dark?
We get questions about gun laws.
Whatever they want to talk about, whether it's locally or nationally, we answer it the best we can.
Would you like a sticker, man? I really do like listening to what the residents have to say, because a lot of the times we encounter people that need our help and that are not having the best day. So events like this help us see the other side of our community, the ones that are just wanting to be involved and wanting to be informed of what's going on.
We just got brochures up here from mental health to domestic violence victim help.
RAD and citizen police academies and all kinds of things that we do citywide.
Información en español también.
You know, I have a neighbor who's considering going into law enforcement, a young man, and so I picked up some stuff to take to him.
And how are the tacos?
They are great, particularly the free one.
I remember you. Thank you for coming.
We're just trying to get out in the community as much as we can and just reach out to people in different ways.
Our recent story on the new headquarters for the Police Athletic League is getting a lot of views. You can catch up on that or any other IPD stories you missed. Look for our police department playlist at youtube.com/the City of Irving. Irving Parks and Rec is hosting 2 public meetings for residents interested in learning more about the pools at Lee and Lively Parks. This video shows some of the issues the city is facing at those pools. The Lively Park pool opened in 1959, and the Lee Park pool opened in 1964. An assessment conducted last year revealed that the pools need millions of dollars in repairs. There are broken pipes and valves, mechanical failures, safety concerns, and a lot more. The pools have not opened the past couple of years because of COVID mandates, damage caused by the 2021 winter freeze, and staffing shortages. Here's the information on those public meetings. The first is on Tuesday, March 7th at 6 p.m. at Lively Point Youth Center. The next is on Thursday, March 23rd at 6 p.m. at Lee Park Recreation Center. You can also ask questions by emailing pools@cityofirving.org or by calling 972-721-2501. All right, runners, on your mark, the Irving Marathon is getting set for its 11th year. Since its debut, the race has grown and evolved. It attracts runners from across the state, and since it's a Boston Marathon qualifier, it also draws some athletes from around the world. Here with a preview of this year's event is race director Lazaro Alvarez. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, Lazaro, I think a lot of people are now familiar with this event in its 11th year. What's new and different this year?
Well, what's new in this year is that it's growing. There's a lot more people coming. There's a lot more to see along the race route, being that it features some of the new areas in Las Colinas we haven't been able to run. And again, it's just a great experience with some of the new additions we added, like VIP areas, working with the local restaurants at Toyota Music Factory. So we're excited this year and hoping that the whole community will come out and support.
Well, when some people hear the word marathon, they may only think of the full 26.2 miles, but what about some of the opportunities you have for more casual athletes, even people who like to walk?
Well, we tell people that the mission of the Irving Marathon is to keep the community engaged year-round, and you're not going to get up and run a marathon just because that's what you decide to do. So each event, the event provides an opportunity for people from all fitness levels to experience Irving Marathon. We have a 5K that a participant can run and walk. We have a 10K, a half marathon. So truly the Irving Marathon provides an opportunity for everybody in the family to come out. And again, you can start with a walk this year and work yourself up to a marathon at an upcoming event.
Well, coming up before the marathon, there's the St. Patrick's 5K. How are these smaller events that you host throughout the year different from the big marathon?
They're different, that it varies in size. So one of the things that we've done through the year, and again, in an effort to keep the community engaged, is that we adopted a different theme and a different route. So for example, the Love on the Run half marathon that happened a month ago is completely different than the Irving St. Patrick's 5K. And again, it's an effort to make different events that are fun for the community year-round. And the idea is that everybody that participates on the smaller events is going to sign up for the Irving Marathon each April and celebrate together as a community.
Well, as an Irving native yourself, I know you're especially proud of the charity that benefits from these events. Tell me a little bit about that.
You know, in high school, I received a scholarship from the Irving Schools Foundation. So whenever the opportunity came to build something for the community, we saw it fit that we also give back. So each event that we produce, part of the Irving Marathon running series, including the Irving Marathon, we award a scholarship to a student from Irving ISD that is a senior. One of the things that we've added to help and also work with the school district to attract more students to be engaged as well in the community is that by being a volunteer at an Irving Marathon running series event, Irving ISD students can apply for one of the 8 scholarships that we award. Now that is, again, in its beginning, so we hope that with the more participation and more events that we produce, we're able to increase that and have the Irving Marathon be a vehicle to, again, keep the community engaged, provide an opportunity for high school students to volunteer, but also as we grow, the Irving Marathon provides an opportunity for kids in the community to go to college by providing scholarships. So again, we're very blessed that the community has gotten behind our mission, and again, that is the reason why we continue to see successful events year after year.
That's so great to hear. Lazaro Alvarez from the Irving Marathon, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
The St. Patrick's 5K is on March 18th, and the Irving Marathon is on April 1st. Learn more and register at irvingmarathon.com. City employees learned more about the history of Irving at a special Black History Month event hosted by the city's Diversity and Inclusion Committee.
It shows how determined the Dilworths were. They had lost 3 of their children to illnesses, but they persisted because this was so important to them.
This presentation at the Jack D. Huffman Building was on the history of the freedmen's communities. Those are communities built by former slaves. Historian Dia Barry Mitchell talked about the many challenges they faced. One of the oldest freedmen's communities is Bear Creek, right here in Irving.
Bear Creek is interesting because, number one, it's still here, it's still in existence. It's unfortunate that a lot of freedom colonies, also known as freedom settlements, oftentimes the families are no longer there. Bear Creek is very unique in that families are still there and they're still building their communities, and then also a part of Irving's family as well. And I think that in itself deserves great respect.
Organizers of this event hope attendees develop an even greater appreciation of local Black history.
We hear stories about, New Orleans or South Carolina or things like that. We rarely hear any stories that are local to us. But really, if you think about it, Jackie May Townsend was an advocate, a city councilwoman, and if you think about it, this corner store that she owned was like a place also for activism.
The city continues its renovation and preservation of the Jackie Townsend Bear Creek Heritage Center, which, when fully reopened, will feature educational exhibits on the area's history. The next Irving City Council meeting is on Thursday, March 9th at 7 p.m. A reminder that you can watch City Council meetings and the preceding work sessions live on ICTN meetings. That's channel 95 on Spectrum and channel 31 on Frontier. The meetings are also streamed live at ICTN.tv. Well, thousands of toy and candy-filled eggs will be available for kids at the citywide egg hunts, happening simultaneously at rec centers all across Irving. The events will also feature craft activities and, of course, photos with the Easter Bunny. Here's a list of all the rec centers hosting egg hunts, and I bet there's one close to you. They're happening from 10 a.m. until noon on Saturday, April 1st. Admission is free. Keep Irving Beautiful is hosting the Don't Mess with Texas Trash Off on Saturday, April 1st from 9 a.m. until noon at Trinity View Park. It's a chance to join volunteers in towns across the state and around the country. This is part of Keep America Beautiful's nationwide cleanup program.
We come together as a community and we help make our parks a lot prettier by picking up litter and stopping that litter before it reaches the Elm Fork of the Trinity River, because that provides water for millions of Texans.
Keep Irving Beautiful will provide cleanup supplies, including trash bags, gloves, and grabbers. Find the link to register at cityofirving.org/KIB. See some of the Irving police officers awarded special honors during the annual Blue Tie Banquet next time on City Source. Plus, we'll show you the work underway to make Wi-Fi available in local parks. Those stories and more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also, find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/The City of Irving. And while you're there, keep in mind that we always appreciate the likes and positive comments. And look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. That's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.